This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
Good evening, everybody, from Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium in Washington, D.C. It's time again for Yankee baseball, and tonight's game between the New York Yankees and the Washington Senators. The Senators have given the Yankees more trouble this year than any other team in the American League. The Yankees have won but 5 while losing 11 to Washington, including last night's 4-2 defeat to the combined pitching of Bill Gogolewski and Joe Grisenda, with Grisenda getting the win when Gogolewski had to leave the ball game, raising a blister on his throwing hand. And Stan Bonson was the starter and loser in the ball game for the Yankees. Tonight, Mel Stottlemyre will try to slow down the Senators, and he'll be opposed by left-hander Jim Schellenbach. The only team in the American League Schellenbach has been able to beat this year is the Yankees. He has won 3. He has lost 10 on the season. Against the New York Yankees, he's won 3, and he has lost 2. And it's amazing how one pitcher can sometimes get a grip on a ball club. The Yankees have been able, though, to defeat Schellenbach. In fact, they put it to him the last time that he pitched against them. It's a good evening for baseball here in Washington. The crowd looks like it may be just about the same as it was last night. And there's a big drive on here right now in the Washington Daily News to fill this ballpark for the final game the Senators will play here against the Yankees tomorrow night. And that hue and cry has been taken up by several of the radio stations and a couple of TV stations. Bill White, it's going to be interesting to see just what does happen tomorrow night. The whole theme of the thing is to get the ballpark as full as possible, and then at the end of the 7th inning, or at the middle of the 7th inning, I guess, get up for the 7th inning stretch. And the fans are going to be asked to boo owner Bob Short so loud that he'll hear it wherever he is.
I tell you one thing, Short is not going to be here in this ballpark. I don't know where he's going to be. He might be down in Arlington, Texas, but he isn't going to be here. But they do want to show, the Washington people want to show that they can support Major League Baseball, and they're being asked to come out tomorrow. I personally don't think too many of them will be out here.
I don't think it's going to be that big a crowd, but probably a larger crowd than we had at first thought. Well, the umpires have come out for the home plate meeting with the managers, and Bill White will be back with the starting lineups in just 1 minute.
One day, in 1840, a 3-masted schooner sailed into New York. On board was a young man from Wetzlar, Germany. He'd set sail with just $1 in his pocket and an old family recipe for a new kind of beer. His name was Maximilian Schaefer, and the beer he introduced to America was Schaefer Lager beer. It was aged or lagered for many weeks to give it a unique lightness and quality. Today, Schaefer is still unique, with flavor that never fades, first frosty glass to last. It's the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Looking at the lineup, Horace Clark will lead off for the Yankees and play second base. Rusty Torres will play right field, and he'll bat second. Bobby Mercer returns in his fight for Tony Oliva for the American League batting title. Bobby will bat third and play center field. Roy White in left field will bat fourth. Felipe Alou will be at first base, and he'll hit fifth. Batting sixth and playing third base, Ronnie Hansen. Catching and batting 7th, Jake Gibbs. And the shortstop and batting 8th, Gene Michael. And pitching and batting 9th, Mel Stottlemyre. I'll be back with the Washington Senator lineup after this. Let's pause now. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. Let's pause for station identification.
This is your Guy High-Agents. Join me for your kind of music, weekdays, 3 to 7, here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
The Washington Senators will line up this way behind Jim Schellenbach. Del Unser will lead off and play center field. Toby Harrell will play third base, and he'll bat second. Larry Bittner will play first base. He'll bat third. Batting fourth and playing left field, Frank Howard. Batting fifth, the youngster Jeff Burrows. He'll play right field. Bill Fahey will catch, and he'll bat sixth. Jim Mason, the shortstop, will bat seventh. Tom Ragland will be at second base, batting eighth, and batting ninth and pitching the left-hander, Jim Schellenbach. As Horace Clark steps in, stepping in here behind the mic, Frank Messer.
Okay, Bill, thank you very much. Horace Clark steps in. He'll be batting right-handed against Schellenbach. Schellenbach, big left-hander, into the windup. The first pitch of the ball game. Curveball is over for a called strike, and this game is underway. Bill Fahey, whom we have not seen before, behind the plate tonight for the Senators. Clark is batting .248. He swings and he misses. No balls, 2 strikes. Bobby Mercer has his work cut out for him as he will try to nip Oliva for the batting title. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball is over. Strike 3 is called. Clark on 3 pitches is out on strikes. Plate umpire tonight is Lou DeMuro. At first base, Jim Odom. At second base, Jake O'Donnell. And at third base, Jim Honachek. Here comes Rusty Torres. Torres, a switch hitter, batting right against Schellenbach. Torres had 2 for 4 last night. Batting .412. Based on 7 for 17. Its first pitch on the ground is short. Flagged down by Mason. Over to first base where Larry Bittner takes the throw, and they're 2 down. Jim Mason throws out Rusty Torres, and here comes Bobby. Mercer is hitting .331. He went 1 for 4 last night. Prior to last night, what was it, Bill Kane? 7 for 12 he needed, so that leaves 6 for 8 he must have. Four for 4. Bobby has had 1 4-hit game this year. He went 4 for 5 once. He bluffs a bunt and takes a strike. There have been 18 times this year when Bobby Mercer has had as many as 3 base hits in a ball game. Once 4. He hits this one on the ground, left side, deep short. Up with it, Mason again. Bobby running hard. He's out, and a close play at first base. And the side is retired. They just got him by a half a step down at first as Mercer was digging for all he's worth. The Yankees go down 1-2-3, nothing across. And at the end of the top half of the first inning, the score, the Yankees nothing, and the Senators coming to bat.
Here's good news for folks who use rental trucks or trailers to move their household furnishings or for miscellaneous hauling jobs. U-Haul dealers now honor Bank AmeriCard and Master Charge cards for local and one-way rentals. No cash deposit is required. And you can include furniture pads, tow bars, and other moving aids, too. Cargo insurance included on trucks and trailers. And if you're planning a move soon, stop in at U-Haul for a free copy of the U-Haul Moving Guide. It shows how to plan your move, how to pack, and how you can save money. Remember, with U-Haul, you can move now and pay later. Just use your Bank AmeriCard or Master Charge card at your nearest U-Haul dealers.
Nichols Golf, 640 Paulding Avenue, Troy. O'Brien's Atlantic, 112 Broad Street, Waterford. McCabe Shell Service, 670 Hoosick Road, Troy. Or consult the Yellow Pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
Well, Mel Stottlemyre now taking his warm-up throws to Jake Gibbs, and to set the Yankees for you defensively, Felipe Alou will be at first base, Horace Clark at second, Gene Michael at short, and Ron Hansen down at third. The outfield, Roy White in left, Bobby Mercer in center, and Rusty Torres in right. Catching Stottlemyre will be Jake Gibbs. Gibbs with 1 more game left before hanging up that number 41 after 10 years in the Yankee organization. He'll go down. He'll be number 1, I guess, in Mississippi, at least for his baseball club. Jake, I think, is pretty much looking forward to that, Frank Messer.
Yes, he is, and Jake says there's a lot of work involved. He is behind a little bit right now in his football program. He'll get there late. He said it'd take him 2 or 3 weeks of working 18, maybe 20 hours a day just to catch up with his paperwork in there. But he said once he gets organized, things will settle down. And, of course, he won't be into actual coaching until next spring when it's time to start working out the baseball team. They do work out in the fall down there, but they don't play a fall schedule. And Jake said they would work out without him this fall because he has to devote all his time to the football recruiting when he gets there. Del Unser leads off, playing center field, left-hand batter. Mel Stottlemyre winds and deals, and Unser takes inside, ball 1. Unser is hitting .256. He went 1 for 4 last night. Good speed, good arm. He runs up to bunt and takes a strike. Count evens up at 1-1.
I saw this kid Unser in batting practice that little stroke he had last night. Some way he can hold the bat that he can pop the ball over the pitcher's head. Now, of course, that's in batting practice, and with Stottlemyre throwing a sinker, it might be a little harder to do.
He did pop one like that last night for his base hit. Swings away and pops this one up, foul down the third base line. Hansen is calling for it. Hansen is there, and he makes the catch. Hansen better than halfway down to the plate when he pulled that one in, and very well over in foul territory. Unser's out, 1 down, and it brings up the third baseman, Toby Hara. Hara's hitting 2 for 4 in this series, and on the year .224. He's been up 100 and he's been in 125 games. He's been up 375 times with 84 hits. He's a right-hand batter. Stottlemyre winds and deals, and he is just a bit high, I guess. Looked like he had the plate. Lou DeMuro, the plate umpire, holds his hand up, signifying time is out. Now it's back in as Harris set. Stottlemyre's next pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the upper deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. Speaking of the upper deck, I noticed Frank Howard was asked about the baseball operation here. And he said, if I owned the ball club, he said, I think I can make it work. He said, I'd close the upper deck and save those cleaning costs, put a fence up in center field, and raise the fences in right and left. Pitch is lined out into right center field, and Torres has to play it on a bounce. It's in there for the base hit, and Harris on. Frank Howard said that he would also shorten the distance between the plate and the stands, bring the people closer to the ball game, and concentrate on trying to get 20,000 people a game to sit in here where they could see it.
That's food for thought.
Well, you look out there, people out there in those center field upper deck, I'm told, pay $2 for those seats, and they are well away from the action in this ball game. It's a big ballpark, and the fans are not that close to the action. Of course, you don't want to sit right on top of it, but I'm sure they'd like to be a little closer than they are here. Hara at first base, and Larry Bittner, a left-hand hitter, steps in. Throw to first base, Hara gets back. Felipe Alou playing first tonight for the Yankees. Larry Bittner is batting .257. He has 43 base hits. 15 runs batted in. The runner goes. The pitch is taken. The throw to second base is high, and he's safe. Jake Gibbs forces Michael into the air to take the throw, and it's a stolen base for Toby Hara, and the pitch was taken for a strike by the left-hand swinging Larry Bittner. So the Senators go to a running game early here, and they have a runner in scoring position now with 1 away. Stolen base number 10 for Hara. 1 strike pitch. Swung on and missed by Bittner. The outfield is spread out on Bittner, deep in right, deep in center, wide straightaway and left. Infield shades him just a step or two to the first base side. Stretched by Stottlemyre, checks the runner over the right shoulder and delivers. Pitch is popped up foul outside of third. Hansen in pursuit. He will not have a play. Ball comes down in the seats. No balls, 2 strikes on Larry Bittner.
Did Frank Howard say anything about getting some Major League ball players when he mentioned his other ideas?
He said there were some Major League ball players he didn't think should go to Texas, including himself.
He'd like to stay here, huh?
He doesn't want to stay here, but he wants to go to another ball club. 0-2 pitch. Hit in the air out into left field. Coming hard for it is White. Still coming. On the dead run. Can he get it? One-hand catch just in fair territory. And he runs it all the way into third base. Roy White had to come a long way for it and got it just before he crossed the foul line on a one-hand grab. Frank Howard said he'd like to be traded. He said he doesn't want to go to Texas. He wants to play ball. He said he thinks he has another 2 or 3 years. Anyway, he wants to play with an established club, and he would prefer to play with a club closer to his home in Green Bay, Wisconsin. But his feeling on this is, he said, let him take a young ball club down to Texas. Let it grow up with a new territory. He said, don't take us. He said, don't take me. But take some of the younger players down there. Let me go somewhere else. He's up here right now. Big man hitting 277. Lines the first pitch to left. Roy White makes a diving trap of it. The run scores. White came up rolling, holding the ball up, but he does not argue the call by second base umpire Jake O'Donnell, who raced out there to take a look. White dove for it, trapped it on a very short hop. It's a single for Howard, a run batted in, and for Frank Howard, his 81st RBI. He has hit 25 home runs. He says he doesn't think he's had that bad a year. He said, of course, I've had better years. But he said a lot of people have had worse. Senators break on top 1-0 as Howard drives in the run from second base with a line single to left. And here is Jeff Burroughs, the right fielder. He's a right-hand batter. Takes the pitch low, ball 1. Burroughs is hitting 237. 5 home runs, 25 RBIs. He's been in only 57 ball games for the Senators. Alou holding on Frank Howard at first base. Big man takes a short lead. Now Alou jumps back, and the pitch is swung on and missed for a strike, 1-1.
You know, they're going to like Hondo down there in Texas. Frank Messer?
He's Texas-sized, I'll say that.
Yeah, it's called Hondo. Isn't that a Texas name?
I guess so. Next pitch here. Check swing, and it's over for a strike. Breaking ball from Stottlemyre, 1-2. Senators leading 1-0. The running game cashed in for the run. Hara single stole second and scored on Frank Howard's line single to left that was just off the glove of Roy White. This pitch is bounced foul down the third base line. In between Felipe Alou and Nellie Fox, both of them bent down. Neither one came up with it. Now Nellie's saying, that was your ball, Felipe, and Alou saying, oh no, that was your ball. A ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Howard at first base. Stottlemyre comes set at the belt, kicks and deals, pitches in there for a called strike 3, and the side is out. But the Senators take the lead with 1 run on 2 base hits. There were no Yankee errors and a man left. At the end of 1, the score, Washington 1 and New York 0.
Here's news for baseball fans who can always get to the game to cheer for their favorite players. Participating Arco dealers are bringing the players to you. You can get glossy autographed color photographs of your favorite Yankee stars. Red Sox, Pirates, and Philly stars are also available. There are 12 big 8x10 photographs of the top players from each team. The player's biography, his averages, and other vital statistics are on the back of every photograph. And all 12 are yours for just $1. Or get all 48 for $4, which may be the best deal you'll ever get in baseball. More important, next time you have to miss a game because someone wants you to mow the lawn or paint the hall closet, you'll still have your favorite team or teams around to root for. Drive down to a nearby Arco dealer today and ask for your order form. Your full-color photographs of 12 Red Sox, Yankee, Pirate, or Philly stars will be mailed to you direct. But do it now. A once-in-a-season like this isn't going to last forever. Well, Roy White will lead off with the Yankees here in the top of the second. Washington has jumped off again to a early lead, which they have done, it seems, against the Yankees every game that played them, Frank Messer.
Seems like they have it on the scoreboard awfully early, Bill. Roy White established a new American League record when he hit his 17th sacrifice fly in this ballpark last night. He's up there right-handed against the southpaw Schellenbach, and the first pitch to Roy. Curve is foul back, strike one. Roy White hitting .290, 18 home runs, 83 runs batted in. He is second to Bobby Mercer in most offensive categories. Leads him in one, and that's in triples. White has 7, Bobby has 6. Next pitch to him, another breaking pitch, hit in the air to shallow center field. Coming hard is Unser, and the ball falls in for the base hit. Unser couldn't get it, throw to first base, and he's safe in a close play. Roy White made a big turn around first base, and he was almost thrown out by Jeff Burrows, the right fielder. It was Burrows who picked the ball up after it fell in between Unser coming in and Ragland going back. Ragland gave way to Unser, and Unser just couldn't get to it. It's a base hit for Roy White. Burrows grabbed that ball and fired it into first base where Bittner got it. Swept for the tag, and White slid back just under it. Felipe Alou now, 0 for 1 last night as a pinch hitter. Drills one in the air, foul down the right side, and it is just into the seats in the first row. Felipe Alou got off to a slow start this year with the Yankees, but now he's hitting .283. 131 base hits. 8 home runs, 67 runs batted in. Felipe, his wife Beverly, and the 2 youngsters will be leaving for their home in Atlanta. He bounces this one to third, and it is over the head of Toby Hara. Out into left field for a base hit, Roy White digging for third. The throw goes into second base, and the Yankees have runners on the corners. Felipe Alou chopped that ball to the left side. He bounced it over Hara's head. The shortstop, Tommy Mason, going in behind Hara, couldn't get it either. The ball bounced through into left field, and Roy White, running hard, goes into third. Runners at the corners. Ron Hansen now. Ronnie went 0 for 4 last night. Veteran playing for the injured Jerry Kenney. Swings on the first pitch, pops it up on the right side of the infield. This will not get the run in. Ragland, the second baseman, makes the catch. Back about 3 steps in the right field grass. Hansen is out, and there's one away.
Batting seventh, the catcher, number 41,
Jake Gibbs now. Jake could be playing his last game for the Yankees tonight. Gibbs is hitting .218. And the first pitch from the left-hander is swung on and missed. Breaking ball, sharp breaking pitch from Schellenbach. Sort of a heck of a farewell present for Jake Gibbs in here against the left-hander Schellenbach.
You know, I saw Musial with his last at bat against Maloney. Maloney struck him out a couple of times.
This pitch is lined back up the middle, and it is smothered by Ragland. He flips to Jim Mason. They've got a force at second. White scores, and the Yankees tie it up. But a fine play by Tommy Ragland as he dove to his right, smothered the ball. He came up hurt. The trainer running out there, he came up with the ball and flipped it to Jim Mason at second base to force Felipe Alou. Roy White dashed across the plate, and the Yankees have tied it up. Ragland appears to be okay. He came down very hard, it seems, on his right shoulder. Well, they're checking him over, and he appears to be okay. Gibbs is credited with a run batted in. Bill White, that was quite a play by Ragland. That ball looked like it was going to get through into center field.
He went a long way behind the bag, dove at it, and grabbed it. And although he evidently hurt himself, he had enough wits about him to get the ball to Mason, and he got the force out. And that possibly saved a run because the guy would have gone on to third base.
Okay, Gibbs is on. 2 are down, and Gene Michael, the batter, hitting right-handed, swings on the first pitch and drills it through to left field, base hit. Jake Gibbs takes second and holds on as Frank Howard throws into third. Gene Michael wasting no time, jumping on the first pitch. And that was base hit number 101 on the season for Gene Michael.
Talking about Gibbs getting that curveball in a farewell. I remember Musial with Maloney. Maloney told all the reporters about how much he admired Musial, you know, as a kid and seen him in high school. He throws him a spitball and strikes him out first time up.
Oh, no. First pitch to Mel Stottlemyre's hitting the air to left field. Coming hard, Howard lumbering after it in foul territory. He can't reach it. The shortstop, Jim Mason, was as close to the ball as was Frank Howard, deep down the left field line in foul territory. Neither one could quite reach it, and Mel Stottlemyre is still alive. No balls and a strike. Gibbs goes back to second, Michael back to first. Stottlemyre, with a 178 batting average, shows 16 base hits. 1 home run, 11 runs batted in. Stottlemyre, I have to say, is the Yankees' best hitting pitcher. Pitch to him is low for a ball, 1-1. Stottlemyre with 16 base hits. Stan Bonson has 12. Nobody is close to Mel and runs batted in as far as the pitchers are concerned. He gets another pitch down, low ball 2. It's 2-1. Score is tied 1-1. Jake Gibbs at second, Gene Michael at first. 2 balls and a strike to Mel Stottlemyre, right-hand batter. He swings on a bad pitch. And the count is 2-2. Stottlemyre was fooled on that one, swung on a pitch down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The ball actually hit almost between the mound and home plate. Mel really was going to get that one.
He had his mind made up. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Stottlemyre strikes out, and that retires the side. The Yankees tie the ball game with 1 run on 3 hits. There were no Washington errors and 2 men are left. At the end of 1.5, the score. The Yankees won and the Senators won.
You know how it is with that first cold beer. It goes down so easy, and it tastes so good. Now, wouldn't it be great if your second beer tasted just the same? Just as smooth and just as bright. And imagine getting all that first beer pleasure every beer through. Man, that'd be some kind of beer. And Schaefer beer is.
Schaefer is the one to have when you're having more than one. Schaefer pleasure doesn't fade when your thirst is done. The most rewarding flavor in this man's world for people who are having fun.
All right, it's a brand new ball game here in Washington, and when was that the slogan here? Wasn't that the one Mr. Short established when he brought Ted Williams in to manage this ball club? It's a brand new ball game somewhere in Arlington, Texas. Here is Fahey, the catcher. First time I've ever seen this young man. He's looking for his first major league base hit, and he looks at a strike right here. Bill Fahey batted .285 at Pittsfield in the Eastern League. Swings on the next pitch, bounces it slowly and foul down the first base line. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Fahey's been up 4 times. Swings on this pitch, ground ball deep in the hole. It's short, backhanded by Michael to throw to first base. The stretch, he's out. Gene Michael throws him out to a stretching Felipe Alou. 1 down, and it brings up the shortstop, Jim Mason. Mason went 1 for 3 last night. The base hit was his first in the major leagues. Left-hand batter. They play him pretty much up the middle. Outfield is spread. The first pitch to him, taken low, ball 1. Started to swing and checked it. Mason has good speed, good arm. Hits this pitch on the ground, through the hole on the left side, out of the left field base hit. Hansen to his left, Michael to his right. Neither one could get to it. The ball just skipped through, and that is base hit number 3 for the Senators. Mason is on with 1 gone, and it brings up Tom Ragland, the second baseman. Ragland, a right-hand batter. He went 1 for 3 last night. He's been up 16 times with 3 base hits. The pitcher, Jim Schellenbach, will be on deck. He has not yet come out. First pitch to Ragland. Hits slowly on the ground, right side. Alou is up with it. Flips to Stottlemyre in time. They got him at first base. Quick reflexes by Stottlemyre made that play. Felipe Alou came up, flipped the ball all in the same motion, and almost threw it over Mel's head. Stottlemyre had to reach high for it and not break stride going over to first base. Pulled the ball in, and they made the play.
That's a tough play, both for Alou and for Stottlemyre, because he got the ball just as they were passing. Alou going in toward the mound, Stottlemyre going toward first base. That's a pretty good ball. That's a pretty good play there.
All right, Bill White. Jim Schellenbach steps in with a runner at second and a chance to help his own cause. Takes a pitch low and inside. He's a left-hand batter.
Frank, that's also one play a left-handed first baseman I don't think could have made. He would have to try to go to second base because he'd have to turn completely around and then find Stottlemyre and throw it to him. By that time, the runner would have been by the bag.
Especially a runner as fast as Ragland. Schellenbach swings and misses for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Let's see what Schellenbach has done with the bat this year. He's been up 30 times with 5 base hits, 1 run batted in. You say the Yankees sort of keeping Schellenbach in the league?
Mm-hmm.
His 3 wins this year have all been against New York. 3-10 is his record. 1-1 pitch. Low and inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. They tell me, really, in all fairness to Schellenbach, that he has pitched well against other clubs. Either gone to no decision, lost a tough decision.
It amazes me that they don't bunt much on him.
He bounces this one off the plate. It's going to come down in foul territory. So he's still up there with a 2-2 count. Why do you say that, Bill?
Well, because this is professional baseball, and he had you should say, well, you should feel sorry for somebody, but he did have an accident in Puerto Rico, and his left leg has been busted up, and he can't move. And over in the other league, they bunted on him quite a bit, and just simply can't get to the ball. His mobility isn't as much as it should be.
All right, Stottlemyre will work to him again. And he hits this one slowly toward the second baseman, Clark. He cannot run at all as he goes down to first base. Clark makes the play easily, and he is out. Schellenbach retired, so are the Senators. No runs, a base hit, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 2, the score is New York 1 and Washington 1.
If you're going to move, why not do it yourself with U-Haul, as more than 6 million families do every year? Save as much as 50% or more of the usual cost and move at your convenience, not someone else's. U-Haul trucks and trailers are available in a full range of sizes. There's one that's just right for your move. You can rent equipment from your nearest U-Haul dealer and leave it with a dealer in your new neighborhood, even if you're going clear across the country. U-Haul has low one-way rental rates, insurance, guaranteed tires, and free road service. And cargo insurance is included on trucks and trailers. U-Haul has a moving guide that helps plan your move and makes the job a lot easier. Stop in at your nearest U-Haul dealers.
Mendetta's Arco, 109 South Main Street, Gloversville. Olson's Rotary Service, 24 Lower Warren Street, Glens Falls. Bellevue Motors Incorporated, 1902 Broadway, Schenectady. Or consult the yellow pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. Let's pause for station identification.
This is Steve Fitz, your contact host. Call us weeknights from 8 to midnight, here on the fresh air sound of Radio 81, WGY Schenectady.
Second baseman Horace Clark.
The Yankees present the top of the batting order as we go to the 3rd inning. Hoss Clark called out on strikes on 3 pitches in the 1st inning. Then Torres and Mercer. First pitch to Clark. Curveball is fouled back. Jim Schellenbach. Bill mentioned him being in the other league. He pitched for the Pittsburgh Pirates over in the National League. He's upstairs, 1-1.
You know, Frank, talking about Schellenbach, he's made an amazing recovery. They didn't think over there he'd ever be able to play baseball again. His leg was so badly mangled.
He delivers high and away to Clark, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Automobile accident after the 67 season, I believe it was.
Who's that left-hander who used to pitch for the A's that had polio?
Pitches inside, ball 3.
Lou Brissy. Lou Brissy pitched with a brace, I believe. Not too bad a pitcher.
3 balls and a strike here to Clark. And this pitch is lined to center. Got it up around eye high and out over the plate, and Horace Clark drilled it. That will be base hit number 4 for the Yankees. We're just talking about Lou Brissy. I believe it was a wound, a gunshot wound.
That's what Phil Rizzuto says, and Phil said they used to boo him because Phil would bunt on him. But that's baseball.
Rusty Torres swings on the first pitch and fouls it back. Strike 1.
I tell you, that's what I'd have to do against that left-hander. I'd have to bunt him. Then I'd apologize after I got first base, you know. So I'm sorry. You wouldn't do it, Phil? Don't apologize? All right.
No balls and a strike on Torres. Rusty grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Bobby Mercer is on deck. Clark takes his lead. The look by Schellenbach in the pitch. Lined out toward left field, and Frank Howard will never get to it. It's in for the base hit. Horace Clark trots down to second base as Howard wheels and deals it to third. So Torres continues his hot hitting. 4 hits in 5 at-bats Sunday off Rolich in Detroit. He went 2 for 4 here last night, and now he has a base hit in 2 trips in this ball game. Runners at first and second, and Bobby Mercer grounded out to the shortstop Mason his first time up.
He's done the bulk of that hitting right-handed, hasn't he, Frank? The bulk of his hitting has been done right-handed, hasn't it?
Torres, yes.
Yeah. Switch hitter. It's like he hits for a high average right-handed, power left-handed.
That's what Torres told me. He said he felt he was a better hitter right-handed, but he had more power left-handed. All right, Schellenbach deals here. Mercer swings on the first one, fouls it back toward the seats down the left side, deep into the lower deck. Strike 1. You've got to say now, Bobby Mercer needs a base hit. He wants to catch Tony Oliva. He wants it the worst way in the world. Schellenbach's 0-1 to him. Here it comes. He squares to butt and takes the bat away from a high pitch, a ball. 1-1. Down at third base, Toby Howard plays him about a step back from the infield grass and wide of the line. The shortstop Mason and the second baseman Ragland are up the middle, hoping for the double play. Over at first base, Bittner is deep. The runners edge away in the pitch. Curveball is lined right at Bittner. He throws to second safe. Clark got back. Larry Bittner grabs Mercer's line drive, and there's 1 down. Bittner didn't waste an instant. He fired that ball across to Mason, the shortstop, at second, but Horace Clark alertly got back. And there's 1 away. Mercer hit the ball right on the nose, but right at Bittner. Bobby now hitting .330. Roy White steps in, single to center field leading off the second. He hit a fly ball that fell in, and he takes a fastball, low ball 1. White popped one that dropped in between Unser and Ragland. He went to third base on Felipe Alou's base hit and scored as Jake Gibbs grounded into a fourth. The pitch to him. Strike, letter high on the inside part of the plate, 1-1. Roy White, one of the Yankees who will be spending the off-season and winter months in the New York area, will soon be moving into a new home in Wayne, New Jersey. 1-1 delivery. Curveball is hit high and deep out toward left center field. Cruising over there is Unser. He is under it. Clark is tagged at second base, makes Unser throw, and the throw would have been right on the money, cut off by the shortstop Mason, and Clark goes back.
First baseman, Felipe Alou.
2 down. Runners at first and second, and Felipe Alou, the batter. Alou chopped one over the head of Hara at third in the second inning. Schellenbach wants another baseball and gets it. This is only the 15th start for Jim Schellenbach this year. He's been used as both a starter and reliever. Comes set at the belt and deals. Alou takes low. Fastball, ball one. Baltimore now leads Boston 1-0 at the end of 5 innings. 1-0 pitch. Low again, ball 2. Right here, the score is tied. Yankees 1 and the Senators 1 in the top half of the third. 2 on with 2 gone. Clark at second, Torres at first. Schellenbach shakes off a sign given by Bill Fahey, gets another one, and delivers. Curve is foul back, and the count will be 2 balls and 1 strike. Scoreboard has it 1-1. Plate umpire Lou DeMuro trying to get him to correct it. Two and 1 pitch will be coming to Felipe Alou. Schellenbach into the belt. Kicks and deals. Fastball is bounced this time to the shortstop. Mason's got it. Goes to Ragland. They have the force on Torres, and the side is retired. Mason to Ragland to force Torres, and for the Yankees, no runs, 2 hits. There were no Senator errors and 2 men left. At the end of the top half of the third inning, it's still the Yankees 1 and the Washington Senators 1.
You may always get a little money from it, but sometimes it's not enough. I could suppose they got the room. I could suppose they got the room. Busy man on the go, busy man high and low, busy man on the job, busy man to show, busy man on the way, busy man running low. Arco Supreme, great gasoline. You may only get a little more mileage on it, but sometimes a little more is enough. Arco Supreme, great gasoline. Arco Supreme.
The Washington Senators have the top of their batting order coming up here in the lower half of the third. Del Unser, Toby Hara, and Larry Bittner. Unser popped up in foul territory to Ron Hansen his first time up, and Hansen comes in on the grass to play the left-hand hitter tight. Stottlemyre winds in his first pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Yankees with 1 run on 5 hits. The Senators 1 run on 3 hits. Outfield plays him just a step to the left side. He lines this one right at Clark, who's got it. Horace Clark moved a step to his right, pulled in the line drive, and there's 1 away.
Third baseman, Toby Hara.
And now the third baseman, Toby Hara. Hara's played most of the season at shortstop for the Senators. Well, now they're giving him a look at third base.
I think Frankie looks a lot more aggressive with the bat than he has at any time that I've seen him this year. He's getting the head of that bat out real good for Washington.
All right, he drilled a base hit to right field in the first inning. Takes high and away, ball 1. Then he stole second and came in to score the run on Frank Howard's base hit to left.
He isn't hitting much for average, but he's stinging the ball now.
He takes the stride, but not the swing, and it's called ball 2. Stottlemyre and Gibbs both wonder why. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Stottlemyre working again. Here's a pitch bunted down the third baseline. It's going to be trouble. Stottlemyre's up with it. Throws past Alou. The ball bounces up, and a fan is after it. He can't get to it. Now Torres in from right field grabs the ball over behind first base. And out into second base. Toby Hara. He'll get a base hit. and an error will be charged to Stottlemyre. Mel went off the mound to the third baseline, picked the ball up barehanded, hurried his throw to first base, and threw it past Felipe Alou. Rusty Torres really hustled on that play. That ball was nowhere near right field territory. It was just up the line from the first base dugout, and Torres was the first man to get to the ball.
Harrah could have gone on to third base, but he slid into second base, and by the time he got up, he had no chance to move over to third.
So the Senators have a runner in scoring position, and Larry Bittner, the batter, flied out to left his first time up. He's a left-hand hitter. White comes in a few steps in left field. Swings on the first pitch line, drive base hit into left center. That will get the run home. The ball gets past Bobby Mercer all the way to the fence. Bittner running hard around second. On his way to third, Mercer's throw into Gene Michael, the shortstop, who raced out to meet it. And Larry Bittner is in at third base. We'll see how they score it. The ball went right through Bobby Mercer in left center field and rolled to the fence.
Single, run batted in, error 8.
It will be a single, a run batted in,
Run batted in,
and Bobby Mercer will be charged with a two-base error in center field, allowing Bittner to go to third. The Washington Senators now lead 2-1, and the batter is Frank Howard. The error charged to Mercer is his fifth of the year. Howard drove home a run in the first inning with a single to left. The pitch to him, swung out in line to left field. That's going to be in for the base hit. On from third base comes Bittner, and the Senators now lead 3-1. Howard has his second run batted in. A 3-1 ball game. Howard on at first base with one out, and the batter is Jeff Burroughs, who was called out on strikes in the first inning. Burroughs, a right-hand batter. The Yankees will get the bullpen up. Frank is called on the inside corner. The Yankees need a win tonight to assure themselves of no worse than a 500 season. They have won 80 and lost 80. Next pitch to Burroughs, swing and a miss on a fastball, strike two. Left-hander Alan Foster is up in the Yankee bullpen. You can hear the fans here, a noisy group, as they start kicking their feet, clapping their hands. They want more runs across the plate for their Senators. 0-2 pitches inside. A ball and two strikes. Big sign out here last night proclaimed the new ball club should be called the Dallas Ducks. Folks here calling them the Lame Duck Ball Club right now. 1-2 pitch. Hit deep to left center field. Roy White is there now, makes the catch. And Frank Howard thought there were two outs. He's going to be doubled up. Gene Michael has the ball, throws over to first base, and Frank Howard, thinking there were two outs, running all the way, is easily doubled up at first. That retires the side, but the Senators have taken the lead. Scored that play on the double play, incidentally.
7-6-3.
White to Michael to Alou, or 7-6-3. The Senators come up with 2 runs on 3 hits. There were 2 Yankee errors and nobody left on base. At the end of 3, the score, the Washington Senators 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. The New York Yankees 1 run, 5 hits, and 2 errors. We'll take a look at other scores for you right now. Milwaukee at Chicago not yet underway. This afternoon, Oakland beat Kansas City 8-7, so the Oakland A's have won their 101st ball game. The winning pitcher, Bob Locker, 7-2, working in relief. The loser, Ted Abernathy, 4-6. Home runs in the ball game. Bob Oliver had 2 for Kansas City, and Paul Shaw had 1, but Oakland won it 8-7.
1 run is unearned.
Tonight, Baltimore leads Boston 1-0 at the end of 5.5 on a home run by Brooks Robinson, his 20th. Mike Garman pitching for the Red Sox. Jackson started for Baltimore. Tom Dukes relieved in the 6th inning. Minnesota shut out California 1-0 as the young hard-throwing Bert Blyleven climbed above the 500 mark, 16 and 15. Wright the loser, 16 and 17. The only run a homer by Rick Rennick, his first of the year. And we'll cover other scores for you as we go along, but right now we're ready for the 4th inning, and in to tell you all about it, here's Phil Rizzuto. Phil?
All right, Frank Messer, thank you very much. Ronnie Hansen, who popped to second base his first time up, is up for the Yankees. They trail 3-1. Schellenbach's pitch is high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Phil, at the end of 1.5, it's Cleveland 1 and Detroit 0. Mickey Lolich going for his 26th win, and Vince Colbert pitching for Cleveland.
All right, there's a line drive. Foul ball down the left field line off the wall. Well, the Yankees made sure Lolich didn't win his 26th when they beat him 3-2 out there in Detroit behind Fritz Peterson. Clubs now like to knock off those top pitches and top clubs. A ball and 2 strikes on Ronnie Hansen. A left-hander, Jim Schellenbach. Delivers a line drive, one-handed by the shortstop, Mason. Yankees hitting that ball on the nose, but not having very good direction. One away. Jake Gibbs was robbed of a base hit his first time up on a diving, sliding backhand grab by the youngster at second base, Tom Ragland. He flipped it to the shortstop for a force play. Saved a big inning that the Yankees might have had. Jim Schellenbach, who's staying in the big leagues because he can beat the Yankees, sends in a strike on the first pitch to Jake Gibbs. A lot of ball players have stayed in the big leagues because they can hit maybe one pitcher or one club very well, or a pitcher pitches very well against just one club. There's strike 2, 0-2. Schellenbach back in a hurry. Curve bounced down the first base line, through and out to right field. Gibbs is around first base and then comes back as Burrows fires the ball in. And that'll be a base hit for Jake Gibbs, right under the glove of the first baseman, Larry Bittner. That brings up Gene Michael, who lined a single to left field his first time up. Senators leading 3-1. Boy, they have really had the Yankees number this year. One out. In at third is Toby Harrah. The pitch to Michael is a curve hit in the air to center field. Unser digging hard. Coming in. He's under it now. One hands the ball. Bluffs the throw to first, and Gibbs goes back. Unser, a fine defensive center fielder. 2 men out. Here's Mel Stottlemyre. Mel struck out his first time up. Gibbs at first with 2 men out. Normally, Mel hits very well down here in the nation's capital. There's a foul off the plate, hit Mel in the hip, strike 1. I was going to say, Frank, I didn't realize how upset Big Frank Howard is on the idea of the Senators moving out of here.
We were talking about that earlier. He wants to be traded.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go to Texas.
Wants to be traded to a contender. Wants to go out on top. Schellenbach's curve is on the inside corner, strike 2 call. He could be a big hero down there. I don't know the dimensions of the fences in the ballpark down there. That pitch just outside a ball and 2 strikes, but normally when they build a team in the minor leagues, they don't make them too deep. There have been a couple of exceptions. I remember the one the old Baltimore club used to play in before they moved into the new park. I don't think it had any fences. Change-up is in there. Strike 3 called. Stottlemyre called out. Second time Mel has been struck out. For the Yankees, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 3.5, it's Washington 3 and the Yankees 1.
The village blacksmith was one of the men who built America. He shod many a horse, forged many a plow, and built many a mighty thirst. A more than one beer thirst. The kind of thirst that took more than one cold beer to satisfy. And that's where Schaefer came in. We built a beer for the men who built America. We started practicing on more than one beer thirsts back before most brewers even started brewing. And practice makes perfect. Today, Schaefer has the unmatched quality of flavor that never fades. Schaefer is made for the more than one beer man. Always has been, always will be.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
I understand, Phil, at the new ballpark, or the ballpark down in Arlington, Texas, is a fairly new ballpark.
Yes, absolutely. And they have worked together, all three mayors from Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington. And it's been a real community project. They're go-getters down there. Bill Fahey bounced to short his first time up. Michael made an exceptionally fine play on the left-hand hitter. There's a swing and a miss, strike one. He had some interesting comments. He's wondered why the fans and the big shots in the Washington area didn't start this long ago to drive to keep the Senators here. They waited until Short decided to leave, and then all the complaints started coming in. 1-1 the count. Curve bounced slowly to second base. Clark comes in. Short hops it, throws to first in time, and there's one away. You hear all the noise in the background. Tonight is potluck night here at RFK Stadium in the nation's capital, and everything that's left over they're giving away. I saw them give away autographed baseballs, bats, pantyhose, caps, helmets. Good night for the kids. Almost every kid here is going to walk away with something. Jim Mason, single left his first time up, takes a curve inside, strike one. You hear that pounding with the bat. Mel's next pitch on the inside corner, strike two call. So Mel quickly ahead of Jim Mason. Gets the sign from Jake Gibbs. And his pitch, swing and a miss, and he swung when the ball was in Gibbs's glove. He was looking for something, didn't get it, and was completely fooled. Stottlemyre picks up his second strikeout. 2 men are out, and now the batter, Tom Ragland. Stottlemyre hit him right off the hands. His bat split in half and hit a soft roller to Felipe Alou, who flipped to Mel. 2 out, nobody on. 3-1. The Senators lead. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Stottlemyre's pitch is a little low, ball one. Mel rocks back. Curve, he checked it, and it's a little bit low. Ball 2, 2-0. Well, they got another pretty good crowd here tonight, surprisingly. And tomorrow, the radio and television and newspapers are clamoring to fill this ballpark, and they might just do it. A grounder to third. Hansen has it on one hop. Fires over to first. That's all for Ragland. And the Senators in the bottom of the fourth, 3 up, 3 down. And at the end of 4 full innings, it's Washington 3, the Yankees 1.
Did you know that you can cut moving costs by 50% or more with a U-Haul rental truck or trailer? Over 6 million families every year move with U-Haul because there's a size and a type that's just right for a one-room apartment or for the biggest house in town. And if you're moving out of town, you can rent it here and leave it with a dealer where you're going. U-Haul has low rates, insurance, guaranteed tires, and free road service, cargo insurance included on trucks and trailers. U-Haul has a free moving guide that's loaded with helpful hints for self-movers. So stop in for your free copy and make your moving job a lot easier. Beat the high cost of moving. Do it yourself with U-Haul. Spenard's U-Haul and Auto Service, 2212 Central Avenue, Schenectady. Bill's Golf Service, 9 Mohawk Avenue, Scotia. Sauer's Service Station, 29 Main Street, Ballston Lake. Or consult the Yellow Pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
Well, I'm with Bobby all the way. I'm the kind of guy that would like to try anything once, but not drugs. No, sir. All right, Horace Clark has struck out single to center as the Yankees try to tie this ball game up. They trail 3-1. Toby Harrah way in at third base. First pitch is a changeup, low, ball one. Harrah really playing Clark shallow. Horace hits the ball fairly well down third. He has himself a base hit. Bounces on the plate and all the way back on the screens. 2 balls, no strikes. On deck, Rusty Torres. Schellenbach's pitch is right down the middle, strike call. 2-1. Play clock straight away in the outfield. The 2-1 delivery. On the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Horace steps out of the batter's box. Now back in. The count is even. The 2-2 delivery. Ground ball to third. Harrah Bauer backed up, has it, fires to first. He's got a good arm, and there's 1 out. And now Rusty Torres bounced to short and lined a single to left field. He is red hot with that bat. This young man thought he was going to get an early vacation. They called him up to play in the Mayor's Trophy game. And Ralph Houk did not expect to use him anymore, but Bobby Mercer was injured. They called him up. He looked so good. He's going to look and give him a good look. Takes a pitch outside, ball 1. The pitch is a curve low. Ball 2. The 2-0 delivery. Change-up, bounce high, a big hop to the shortstop. The throw to first, and it gets off the glove of Bittner, who nonchalanted it. He tags Torres, but Rusty did not make the turn. That's an error charged to Bittner. An easy play, and he was stretching a little too far as the ball took off. And nonchalanted that catch and went right off the tip of his glove, bouncing back at him. So Bittner is charged with an error, and the batter now, Bobby Mercer. Bobby has just missed 2 base hits. Thrown out on a very close play by the shortstop in the first inning, lined hard to the first baseman in the third. One out. Torres at first. Stretch by Schellenbach. Curve just misses outside, ball 1. On deck, Roy White. Schellenbach comes to the belt. Curve is low. Ball 2, 2-0. Bittner now moves in back of Rusty Torres down at first base. Got to protect against a line drive hit by Bobby Mercer. The 2-0 delivery. Curve low, ball 3, 3-0. I told you Bobby now 0 for 2.
330.
Bobby now hitting 330. So he cannot afford to make out any more times at bat if he wants to catch or leave it. There's a strike right down the middle. Trails Tony Oliva by 7 points. A race for the batting crown in the American League. 3 balls, a strike, 1 out. Senators lead 3-1, top of the 5th. Left-hander sets. Pitch to Mercer. Low, ball 4, and Bobby's on. Torres moves to second. Mercer to first. That's the first walk by Schellenbach, and this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause for station identification.
This is WGY, Radio 81, Schenectady, New York.
We have some karate experts in the next booth. And boy, that's a tough sport. I was messing around with one. Boy, he almost broke my arm. They are strong, strong fingers. The pitch is low, and the count is even at 1-1.
People are not always what they appear.
No, that's right. I mean, you can be very fragile looking, and if you take that karate, got muscles of steel. The pitch is inside. 2 balls and a strike. So the Yankees threatening now. Runners at first and second, 1 out. They trail by 2 runs here in the top of the 5th. Roy White, the batter, and Felipe Alou on deck. Torres leads off second, Mercer off first. The stretch. And the curve low and inside, ball 3. So Schellenbach, who's had perfect control up to this inning, just walked Mercer, has a 3-1 count on Roy White. The Yankees would love to finish over 500, and they've got to win the next 2 games to do that. The pitch on the outside corner. Roy had started for first base, thought it was ball 4, lifts his head high in the air. Now has a little chat with the plate umpire, but it's a full count, 3-2. That karate expert just came in here, and I thought he was going to give me a shot in the back of the neck. The runners go, and the pitch is low. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
First baseman, Felipe Alou.
The bases are loaded. White at first, Mercer at second, Torres at third, and Felipe Alou, who singled to left and bounced to short, will be the batter. So the Yankees with a good chance now. Schellenbach gets the sign. Lindblad and Pena loosening up for the Senators, a left-hander and a right-hander. A curve is bounced right into the Yankee dugout. Strike 1. All 3 runners leading away. Yankees with good speed on the bases. Curve line back the middle of base hit. This will tie it up. Torrey scores. Here comes Mercer. He'll score. The throw to second, and White just does get back in time. So Felipe Alou coming through with another clutch base hit. 2 more RBIs for Felipe. As Torres and Mercer score, and the ball game is tied 3-3.
Third baseman, Ron Hansen.
Well, Phil, back early in the year when Felipe Alou was not hitting the ball that well and hitting a lot of shots that were being caught, a lot of folks were beginning to wonder. But now he has 69 runs batted in. He'll be up around 286.
Yeah, that he will, and he'll be right up to his lifetime average, close to 290. Ron Hansen has popped to second and line hard to short. Roy White at second, Felipe Alou at first. Only 1 out. Yankees have bounced back with 2 runs in the top of the 5th to tie the score. Schellenbach sets. White's going. He had a delayed start, and the ball is fouled off. Roy started, then stopped as Ragland started to run over from second base, and then took off again. Felipe Alou was not running. So the count is 1-1. Hansen swung at the pitch and just did nub it foul. It would have been a good pitch for White to steal on. It was an off-speed pitch. Felipe right now batting .285. Now Felipe gets a big lead at first. White off second. Foul back off the screen. A ball and 2 strikes. On deck, Jake Gibbs. Yankees have 3 runs on 7 hits. Senators 3 runs on 6 hits. Yankees have made 2 errors and Washington 1. Schellenbach gets the sign. The 1-2 pitch, changeup outside, and the count is even at 2-2. Schellenbach checks Roy White. His curve line drive just foul outside of third, and Hansen split the bat on that one as the curve in on his hands. Count holds at 2-2, but Ronnie has to go back for a new bat. Hansen walking all the way back to the dugout. Gets a bat, now running back to the batter's box. Yankees 3, Senators 3, top of the 5th. Only one out, and the Yankees have runners at first and second. Schellenbach gets the sign from Fahey. Comes to the belt. Delivers. He held up on a changeup, and Schellenbach said, "Where was the pitch?" Umpire said inside, and it's a full count, 3-2. Now we'll watch for Alou and White. See if they'll be running on a 3-2 count. Left-hander in a jam now. Both runners leading away. They're going, and the ball is lined up. Base hit to left. White will score easily. Alou will go to third easily, and the Yankees now lead 4-3. Sid Hudson, the pitching coach, is coming out of the Senator dugout. Throwing a 3-2 pitch, and the runner's going. Hansen hit a bullet between third and short out to left field, which made it easy for Roy White to score the Yankees' 4th run. And let's see, Sid Hudson, I think, has made the move, huh, Frank?
Yes, he wants the left-hander Paul Lindblad to come in and pitch to Jake Gibbs. So that will be all for Jim Schellenbach. The error by the first baseman certainly did not help him here in the 5th inning. But the balls have been hit pretty well. He's walked a couple of men, and 2 sharp singles by Alou and Hansen have put the Yankees out in front. So Jim Schellenbach, in pitching 4 1/3 innings, has allowed 4 runs, 8 hits. Walked only, walked 2 men. And he struck out 3. So as Lindblad, the left-hander, comes in, let's take a look at some other scores for you quickly. Still nothing out of Sox Park in Chicago, where the Brewers are visiting. This afternoon, Oakland beat Kansas City 8-7. The Oakland A's have now won 101 ball games. The Baltimore Orioles, if they can hold on to a 1-0 lead, will win their 101st, I believe, Bill King. So the 2 winners in the American League will not go into the American League Championship Series with identical records, however, because Baltimore has 4 games that were rained out that will not be made up. Oakland has, I believe, only 1, and that was against Baltimore. But nonetheless, that should be a very, very interesting series. The National League has not yet been determined. The Pittsburgh Pirates are in, but who's it going to be, the Dodgers or the Giants? We'll know probably after tonight. Minnesota blanked California 1-0. Minnesota got only 3 base hits off Clyde Wright of California, but one was a home run by Rick Rennick, his first of the year, and that was the only scoring in that ball game. Bert Blyleven got the win. Cleveland leads Detroit 2-0 at the end of 3 innings as Mickey Lolich, pitching for Detroit, is trying to win number 26. He's opposed by Vince Colbert. Mickey Lolich tonight has a chance to win the strikeout title in the American League, as he and Vida Blue both had 301 before Lolich started that ball game tonight. I got to bet that Lolich will get at least 1. Baltimore 1-0 over Boston at the end of 7.5, playing over in Baltimore. Mike Garman, a good-looking youngster, pitching that ball game for Boston. Jackson Dukes and now Watt for Baltimore, and the only run so far, Brooks Robinson's 20th home run. In the National League, the Cubs in Montreal scoreless at the end of 1.5, and the game's on the West Coast not yet underway. All right, Lindblad is ready to pitch to Jake Gibbs, and back to Phil Rizzuto.
All right, Frank, and there's still only one out. Yankees have Alou at third and Hansen at first. They lead 4-3, stretched by Lindblad. Pitch to Jake is a curve, a swing, and a miss, strike one. Lindblad has won 7, lost 4. Good earned run average, 2.88. This is his 50th game. All right, Lindblad in a tough jam here. The infield's back in double play depth. Pitch to Jake, a curve, bounce to first base. Throw to second for 1. Back to first, no double play, and another run scores. So that's the second run batted into the night for Jake Gibbs, and both on ground balls that he bounced into force plays. Jake does have a single in between. He's 1 for 3. That run is charged to Schellenbach. So the Yankees are now out in front 5-3. And the batter, Gene Michael, who single to left and fly to center. A moment there, I thought Bittner was going to come to the plate. The ball was not hit hard enough, actually, to double a left-hand batter. Stretch by Lindblad. The pitch is a little bit high, ball 1. So Felipe Alou is driven in 2 runs, Hansen 1, and Jake Gibbs 2 for the Yankees. Now there are 2 men out. Curve is in there. Good curveball by Lindblad. 1-1 the count. Gibbs leads away. Another curve hit his bat. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gene was trying to get his bat out of the way, and it just ticked it. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. The left-hander stretches. Fastball line to left center for a base hit. Gibbs is around second base. He'll go to third. Unser bobbles the ball. Howard up with it. Throws underhand into the shortstop, who cuts it off. And Gene Michael comes up with his second base hit for the Yankees. Their 9th base hit. Gibbs is at third. Michael at first. And now Mel Stottlemyre. Mel's been up twice, struck out both times. The Yankees have their hitting shoes on here in the 5th inning. Mel with a chance to pick up another run. 2 out. Runners at first and third. Pitch by Lindblad. Swing and a miss at a curve. Strike 1. Michael leads off first. Gibbs off third. Curve bounced slowly to third base. Harrah has to wait for it. Fires to first in time. But the Yankees have a big inning. They come up with 4 runs on 3 base hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left. And at the end of 4.5, it's the Yankees 5, the Senators 3.
Here's good news for folks who use rental trucks or trailers to move their household furnishings or for miscellaneous hauling jobs. U-Haul dealers now honor Bank AmeriCard and Master Charge cards for local and one-way rentals. No cash deposit is required. And you can include furniture pads, tow bars, and other moving aids, too. Cargo insurance included on trucks and trailers. And if you're planning a move soon, stop in at U-Haul for a free copy of the U-Haul Moving Guide. It shows how to plan your move, how to pack, and how you can save money. Remember, with U-Haul, you can move now and pay later. Just use your Bank AmeriCard or Master Charge card at your nearest U-Haul dealers.
Ruth's American, 1560 Central Avenue, Colony, A to Z Rental Center, 100 Everett Road, Albany, John Irish & Son, Columbia Turnpike, East Greenbush. Or consult the Yellow Pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
Paul Lindblad had a brief tenure in this ball game, 2/3 of an inning, because Bernie Allen now will come out and pinch hit for him. to lead off the bottom half of the fifth inning against Mel Stottlemyre. And Mel with a 5-3 lead. This stage of the ball game, Phil, can be pretty tough.
It could be, and of course this Bernie Allen has done exceptionally well against the Yankees when he's playing and when he's pinch hitting. Mel, who took a little time to get a pebble out of his shoe, still warming up with Jake Gibbs.
These two, Mel Stottlemyre and Jake Gibbs, have developed a very close friendship over the years. Their careers have paralleled greatly. They were together 2 years, I believe, in Richmond. Came up to the Yankees, have been together here, and have become close personal friends. A friendship that I'm sure will hold, even though Jake goes down to Mississippi, gives up professional baseball, and Mel Stottlemyre, of course, will stay around and continue to be one of the better right-handers in the American League.
No doubt about that. I'm sure Mel will go down and visit Jake, probably on his way to Florida for next spring. The first pitch to Bernie Allen is low. Ball one. The Yankees batted around last inning. And now Bernie Allen batting for Lindblad takes another curve inside. Ball 2-0. It'll be Allen, Unser, and Harrah.
Bernie Allen's hitting .268. He's always tough against the Yankees.
And there's a curve over. Strike one, 2-1. That he is. Outstanding football player in his college days. Quarterback. He fouls one back upstairs and out of play. Evens the count at 2-2. He's a regular second baseman for the Minnesota Twins before coming to Washington. Two balls, two strikes. The pitch by Stottlemyre, low and inside, ball 3, and it's a full count, 3-2. Yankees cannot have an easy game with these Senators. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and he went after a bad pitch and knew it after he swung. He really reached for a sinker down and away, way out of the strike zone. Third strikeout for Stottlemyre. And now Del Unser popped to third and lined to second base. Hansen moves way in at third. Felipe shortens up at first base. Even Michael and Clark shorten up a couple of steps with the left hand hitting on two is very fast. Stottlemyre's pitch is over the corner. Strike one call. The one strike delivery. Foul, back and out of play, and the seat's down and back at third base. Nothing in two, the count. One out, nobody on. Yankees 5, Senators 3, bottom of the fifth. Curve lined up, base hit to right field. Unser out in front of that curveball. Torres up with it. And so the Senators come up with their seventh base hit off Stottlemyre. Brings up Toby Harrah, who has 2 of those 7 hits. Single right in the first, stole the base and scored on Howard's single. Beat out a bunt, went to second on Stottlemyre's bad throw. Mel was charged with an error. Scored on a single by Bittner in the third inning. So he's 2 for 2. Unser leads off first. Stottlemyre's pitch, swing and a miss, and he was trying to go to right field. Well, slowing the pace down just a bit. Lou holds first against Unser. Mel ready, throw to first. Unser is back. The pitch is bounced up the middle, and Clark has it, throws, but not in time. A bad slide by Unser. He almost broke his leg. He slid very late, and Toby Harrah is now 3 for 3 on a high bouncing ball over Stottlemyre's head that Clark came up with, going to his right. He made a good throw to Michael, but Unser slid in. He slid very late, almost hurt his leg, almost jumped into second base. Steve hits now for the Senators, and here's Larry Bittner. Fly to left, single to center. He scored a run and driven in a run. Yankees out in front 5-3, but these Senators have been tough on the Yankees all year. Bittner, a left-hand batter. Mel's pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. He was trying to jerk one over that fence in right field. On deck, big Frank Howard. Runners lead off first and second. Mel takes a long look in for the sign. Now he's got it. Checks Unser. Delivers ground ball up the middle. Clark to his right. Backhands it. Goes to Michael. One. Back to first. Double play, and a beautiful double play for the Yankees. Horace Clark turned in 2 sparkling defensive plays there. And on that one, he got the double play. 4-6-3. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 5 full innings, it's the Yankees 5, the Senators 3. Did you know your car breathes? Well, it does. And there's a new gasoline at your Arco station that helps your car breathe easy. It's called Arco Supreme. By helping your car breathe easy, it helps solve a problem that's caused by a lot of other gasolines. Arco Supreme keeps deposits from building up in your engine's breathing tubes. That's the carburetor, the intake manifold, and the intake valves. And that's important, because on valves machined to millimeters, it doesn't take much deposit to interfere with your car's breathing. Even a little deposit can keep valves from closing properly and cause you power loss and gas waste. A lot of deposits can mean expensive repairs, like a $125 valve job. By keeping the breathing tubes of your car open, Arco Supreme keeps your car breathing easy. And the easier your car breathes, the more power it has and the less gas it uses. Arco Supreme is at your Arco station now. It's a good thing to know about, because knowing your car breathes easy should make you breathe easy, too.
Denny Riddleberger, another left-hander, comes on to pitch for the Washington Senators. So, Paul Lindblad pitched to 3 batters, gave up 1 base hit, no runs. And now Riddleberger. And how many more left-handers has Ted Williams got out there in that bullpen? Riddleberger's won 3 and lost 1. Shows an earned run average of .318. He's had 1 save working out of the bullpen, and this is his 57th appearance of the season. So, Horace Clark, Rusty Torres, and Bobby Mercer will be up here in the 6th inning, and Mercer will have to look again at a left-hand pitcher.
All right, Horace Clark, who led off in the top of the 5th inning. Actually, Horace has led off 4 times now in the ball game. In the 1st inning, in the 3rd inning, and in the 5th inning, and again here in the 6th inning. Horace is 1 for 3. He struck out, single to center, and bounced to third. Yankees out in front 5-3 in the top of the 6th. Riddleberger kicks, delivers, high and tight, ball 1. Comes a little bit side-on, this left-hander. Lindblad was straight over the top. Curve hit on the ground, past third base, and let's see, Clark will go for 2, I'm sure. Yep, he's around first, digging for second. Howard's throw not nearly in time, and Horace Clark is in there with a stand-up double. Big hundo on left field. He tries to run very hard. He gives 110%, but he just does not move too quick.
That's the Yankees' 10th base hit in the ball game and their first extra base hit. And for Horace Clark, his 22nd two-bagger.
All right, and here's Rusty Torres, bounced to short, single to left, reached on an error. That was the error that started the Yankees' big inning. Pitch to Rusty. Hit to the right side, and Rusty gave himself up, and Ragland throws to first. They get Torres. Torres went with that pitch to advance Clark to third base. And I'm sure Ralph Houck is pleased with that, Frank.
Yes, he is. That goes down in Ralph's medal book of pluses for Rusty Torres. And you'd have to think, Bill, that Torres would have an excellent chance of making this ball club next year.
Boy, I would say so. All right, Bobby Mercer. Bobby's 0 for 2. Thrown out on a very close play when he bounced to short in the first inning, lined to first in the third, and walked and scored in the fifth. Bobby's chances of leading the American League in batting slowly glimmering away, or dimming away. The pitch to Bobby is a curve outside, ball one. The infield is in for the Senators, trying to cut off a run at the plate. Yankees lead 5-3. Bobby has 92 runs batted in, and he has scored 93 runs this year. Well, if he gets an RBI here, he'll even it up, 93 apiece. Clark leads off third. Riddleberger's pitch low and outside, ball 2, 2-0. One out. Clark at third. Left-hander winds. Curve hit deep to right, but foul. Bobby way out in front of it.
All the things said about Bobby Mercer is certainly one of the big things, Bill. Over the last 2 years, Bobby struck out 203 times. This year, he has struck out with 59, and that is certainly a mark of improvement.
Oh, that's a big plus. Tough to have that real outstanding year when you're striking out so often. Some players are able to do it, like Killebrew and Reggie Jackson. The 2-1 delivery, just outside, 3-1. Fellow who struck out a lot but had such a fantastic record, the late, great Babe Ruth. 3-1 on Mercer. Bobby will be hitting away if it's near the plate. He takes it low, ball 4. So Mercer walks for the second time. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. We pause for station identification. This one.
Left fielder, Roy White.
This is WGY, Radio 81, Schenectady, New York.
All right, Roy White now with runners at first and third. And Roy, who broke the American League record last night for sacrifice flies, getting his 17th, has a chance for another one here. The pitch, but he hits a grounder to second. Ragland flips to the shortstop one, back to first, safe at first, and the Yankees get another run. That time Ragland could have stepped on second base and thrown to first. He elected to go to the shortstop, who had to come quite a ways, playing White in the hole. So on the force play to second and short, Roy White gets credit for a run batted in. Clark scores, and the Yankees now lead 6-3. Felipe Alou is singled twice and bounced to short. Felipe's driven in 2 tonight. Roy White at first. Pitch to Felipe. Foul. Over towards the center of the dugout and in the dugout. Strike one. Ronnie Hansen on deck. Riddleberger delivers. It's high and tight. 1-1. Look at that Baltimore. They shut out the Red Sox 1-0. Pitch to Felipe, swing and a miss on a weird-looking pitch that time. It was a fork ball or change of pace. Felipe way out in front. A ball and 2 strikes. The left-hander sets. Curve just inside. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. White leads away. He's going. Good jump. The pitch is fouled at the plate, though. Felipe had to protect the plate with 2 strikes on him. So White has to come back. Well, Frank, that Alex Johnson won a big case against the California Angels. He's going to get all that back pay, less the fines he has to pay.
That's right.
I was glad to see that. You know what was funny to me? Wait, here's the pitch to Felipe. Line drive, 1 hopper to the shortstop. He flips to the second baseman. Have to talk about it a little later on when we come back. But the Yankees pick up another big run on just 1 base hit. No errors and a man left. And the score now at the end of 5 1/2, Yankees 6, Senators 3.
One day, in 1840, a 3-masted schooner sailed into New York. On board was a young man from Wetzlar, Germany. He'd set sail with just $1 in his pocket and an old family recipe for a new kind of beer. His name was Maximilian Schaefer, and the beer he introduced to America was Schaefer Lager beer. It was aged or lagered for many weeks to give it a unique lightness and quality. Today, Schaefer is still unique, with flavor that never fades. First frosty glass to last. It's the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Well, Alex Johnson, in addition to getting his money, Phil, says he wants to play baseball again.
I was happy to hear that, Frank. But what I was saying that in the article when Alex Johnson said that he was ready to play again, he said he had gone to the psychiatrist, and he also said, I could teach those psychiatrists a thing or two. He said, they try to read my mind, and nobody can read my mind. I know what I want to do, and I do it.
Did he say that before or after they made their decision?
After they made the decision. That's what leads me to believe he knows what he wants to do and does it. Here's Big Frank Howard. He's singled twice and driven in 2 runs. Takes a pitch outside, ball 1.
We all know that Alex Johnson has a talent. He certainly has a talent for baseball. And I hope that he puts it all to use and plays for a ball club.
I would like to see that. There's a ground ball down the first baseline. A lot of English. Felipe picks it up and steps on first for the out. Well, it was strange that Lefty Phillips said he only gave 65% the year he won the batting crown. And if he only gave 65%, led the American League in batting, imagine if he did give out 100%. All right, Jeff Burroughs has struck out and flied into a double play. Stottlemyre's curve, a little low, ball 1. Yankees 6, Senators 3, bottom of the 6th. Curve outside, ball 2, 2-0. The 2-0 delivery inside, ball 3, 3-0. The 3-0 delivery is right in there. Mel laid it right in there. 3-1. Strike 2 call. So Burroughs was taking all the way. Full count. 1 out, nobody on. Stottlemyre with the payoff pitch. High fly, right field. Rusty Torres moving in under. And Rusty makes the catch. There are 2 men out. Stottlemyre has not walked a man, and that time he was behind 3-0 and still came in with 3 strikes. Now Bill Fahey bounced to short. Michael making a fine play to throw him out, and then bounced to second. 2 men out. Mel's pitch is on the inside corner, strike one call. A 1-strike delivery, just outside, 1-1.
The attendance 4003, 4003.
The 1-1 pitch. Slow curve is high, 2-1. Well, that Hurricane Ginger has finally made up her mind and is bearing down now on the North Carolina coast and Cape Hatteras. We're going to have torrential rains tomorrow. There's a strike on the inside corner, 2-2. And it will affect the nation's capital on Friday and probably move up to Jersey for a little more rain. They're waterlogged already up there. The 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Rusty Torres digs in. He's there now, makes the catch. That kid gets a quick jump on fly ball. 3 up, 3 down. And at the end of 6 full innings, it's the Yankees 6, the Senators 3. And now Frank with some scores.
All right, Phil. Milwaukee at Chicago just underway. The Brewers failed to score in the top half of the first. Jimmy Slayton is pitching for Milwaukee, and Wilbur Wood going for Chicago. Oakland defeated Kansas City this afternoon, 8-7. Bob Locker got the win, 7-2, and Ted Abernathy the loser, 4-6. Kansas City had 3 home runs, a pair by Bob Oliver, his 7th and 8th, and Paul Shaw, number 11. Baltimore shut out Boston 1-0 on a 5-hitter by Jackson, Dukes, and Watt, with Grant Jackson, the starter, getting the win. Mike Garman was the loser for Boston, and he pitched a 5-hitter. Minnesota shut out California 1-0. Bert Blyleven getting his 16th win, and Rick Rennick providing the game's only run with his first homer of the year. Cleveland leads Detroit 2-1 at the end of 4. Lolich against Colbert. In the National League, Montreal 3 and Chicago 2 at the end of 3 innings. Billy Williams is homered for the Cubs, his 27th. Milt Pappas opposing Steve Renko. Houston at Los Angeles and San Francisco at San Diego will be later starts. So that's a rundown on other scores. Right here, the Yankees have 6 runs, 10 hits with 2 errors, and Washington 3 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. And ready to step in right now with the play-by-play through the last 3 innings of this ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Bill White.
All right, Frank. Ronnie Hansen will lead off with the Yankees. Ronnie's 1 for 3 with an RBI. He's popped to second, lined to shortstop, and single to left, driving in a run in the 5th inning. Curveball's driven foul left field, way back there. And the mezzanine bounces out. Riddleberger ahead now, no balls and a strike. Yankees lead 6-3. We're in the 7th. On deck, Jake Gibbs. Riddleberger looks in at his catcher, Fay. Pumps and deals. Curveball. Hansen lines at the right center field. After it is the right fielder. Burrows, and he catches up with it. 1 away. Hansen hit the ball hard. In fact, Hansen's hit the ball hard his last 3 times up. He's lined to the shortstop. He singled to left, and he hit that ball hard into right center field, but Burrows caught up with it. 1 out. Here's Gibbs. Jake's only 1 for 3, but he's driven in 2 runs. Jake batting left-handed against the left-hander Riddleberger. Then he's ready. Fastball's high. On deck, Gene Michael. They play. Gibbs to pull. 1-0 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Ball's out of the strike zone. Gibbs went after it anyway. That Burrows hugging the line in right field. Unser straight away in center. So is Howard in left. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Gibbs. Sidearm fastball's lined to left field. Frank Howard's after it. He has the room now. Backs up a bit and grabs it for the second out. Gibbs lines to Howard in left field, and that'll bring in the stick, Gene Michael. Gene's 2 for 3, 2 singles, both to left field. He'll bat right-handed against the Riddleberger. Looked for a while as though the Senator jinx would continue. The Yankees picked up 4 runs in the 5th as Michael takes the ball inside. Let's take a 5-3 lead. They added 1 more last inning, and they lead 6-3 here. Top of the 7th. 1-0 pitch to Michael. Change up. Gets the inside corner. Call strike. 1-1. Mel Stottlemyre kneeling in the on-deck circle. Outfield shortens up just a bit for Michael. Gene chokes on the bat. 1-1 pitch to him. Curveball. Pop to first base. Right there's Bittner. Let's see. In foul territory. He grabs it. We had to wait for Jim Odom. So Michael fouls out to the first baseman, Larry Bittner, and that's it for the Yankees here in the 7th. 3 men up and 3 men down. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, the Yankees 6, the Washington Redskins. Why do I call them Washington Redskins? The Washington Senators 3.
If you're going to move, why not do it yourself with U-Haul, as more than 6 million families do every year? Save as much as 50% or more of the usual cost and move at your convenience, not someone else's. U-Haul trucks and trailers are available in a full range of sizes. There's one that's just right for your move. You can rent equipment from your nearest U-Haul dealer and leave it with a dealer in your new neighborhood, even if you're going clear across the country. U-Haul has low one-way rental rates, insurance, guaranteed tires, and free road service. And cargo insurance is included on trucks and trailers. U-Haul has a moving guide that helps plan your move and makes the job a lot easier. Stop in at your nearest U-Haul dealers.
Willie Hooks Texaco, Route 9W, Glenmont. Ribley and Harpinger, 3702 State Street, Schenectady. And Airways Rent-A-Car, 660 Albany Shaker Road, Airport Exit at Northway. Or consult the yellow pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
All right, let's see here. Last of the 7th, Washington. They'll send in Jim Mason, the shortstop, Tom Ragland, the second baseman, and probably a pinch hitter for Denny Riddleberger. Stottlemyre looking for victory number 16. Mason's 1 for 2. Singled, and he struck out. Bats left-handed. Lines a base hit to right field, past Clark. Torres blocks it, and Mason holds at first base. The kid's now 2 for 3. Cut on Stottlemyre's first pitch and lined it in the hole between Alou and Clark. Base hit number 9 for Washington, and Tom Ragland steps in. He's 0 for 2. He's bounced to the first baseman. He's bounced to third. Ragland bats right-handed. Everybody down here is talking so much about the Washington Redskins. I say Redskins all the time.
Yeah. Man, this town is alive with Redskin talk.
Stottlemyre comes to the belt. He checks Mason. Deals. Bounce to shortstop. Should be 2. Michael Lynn over to Clark for 1. Back to first. Off the bag, but Alou picks it up and stays on the bag. And a double play. 6-4 to 3. 2 outs now here in the 7th.
Mincher batting for Riddleberger.
And Don Mincher has been announced as a battler for Riddleberger. Stottlemyre out of trouble as he gets Ragland to bounce into 2, and we're looking now at Don Mincher, a big left-handed hitting first baseman. Of course, remember, I think the last time he pinched it against the Yankees with the bases loaded in the Yankee Stadium?
Mm-hmm.
Grand slam. Yes, sir.
Yep.
No chance to hit a grand slammer here, though. Nobody on, 2 outs. We're in the last half of the 7th. Yankees lead 6-3. Mincher is leading this team, the Washington Senators, in hitting. Big left-hander's batting .280. Stottlemyre deals to him. Popped up in short center field. Mercer's in. Michael's out. Michael's in there, and then he grabs it with one-handed in short center field. That's the 3rd out for the Senators, as Mincher batting for Riddleberger. Pops to Michael. For Washington in the 7th. No runs on 1 hit, no Yankee errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 7 full, the Yankees 6, the Senators 3.
Did you know that you can cut moving costs by 50% or more with a U-Haul rental truck or trailer? Over 6 million families every year move with U-Haul because there's a size and a type that's just right for a one-room apartment or for the biggest house in town. And if you're moving out of town, you can rent it here and leave it with a dealer where you're going. U-Haul has low rates, insurance, guaranteed tires, and free road service, cargo insurance included on trucks and trailers. U-Haul has a free moving guide that's loaded with helpful hints for self-movers. So stop in for your free copy and make your moving job a lot easier. Beat the high cost of moving. Do it yourself with U-Haul. Skips Texaco, 151 Grand Street, Albany. Mayfair Texaco, 261 Saratoga Road, Glenville. And Airways Rent-A-Car, 660 Albany Shaker Road, Airport exit at the Northway. Or consult the yellow pages for the U-Haul dealer nearest you.
Well, looks like Casey Cox is going to be the new pitcher for Washington. He will be the fourth pitcher on the mound for the Senators. Schellenbach started. Lindblad came on, Denny Riddleberger, and Cox. Lindblad and Riddleberger, two left-handers. They got Mercer on. They came on and faced Bobby Mercer. Now Bobby will be the fourth hitter in this inning. Mel Stottlemyre will lead it off, the eighth. And Clark, Torres, and then Mercer. So Mercer will get to see a left-hander for the first time, a right-hander. He'll get to see a right-hander for the first time tonight. Bobby, let's see, so far is 0 for 2. He's bounced a short line to the first baseman. He's walked twice. So really he needs a base hit.
Yes, he does. This would be kind of a night if Bobby had a hot night, coming up 5 times, possibly 6 in the ball game. But as we said, coming into the series, he had to get 7 for 12 to beat out Oliva.
Well, he needs a hit here at least to be, 2 for 6, and then he'll have to depend on jumping on somebody tomorrow for 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And there's a possibility that if a right-hander would pitch, Ralph Halker just might lead off with
Lead
him.
him off, yes. They've done it with Willie Mays. They've done it with other ball players who had a shot.
And Dick Bosman is scheduled to pitch. He's a right-hander. He's pretty tough, though. Right now, though, it's Mel Stottlemyre leading off for the Yankees as we go into the 8th. Mel and the Yankees have a 6-3 lead.
Did you see, Bill, for some reason, Harry Walker did not pitch that kid against the Dodgers last night? He went with Wilson.
Right.
Pitched a 3-hitter. Strong game.
Pitch to Stottlemyre is a called strike. Mel's been up 3 times. He struck out twice. He's bounced to third. Cox, a new pitcher, is making his 54th appearance on the mound for Washington. Curveballs cut on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. Casey, a big, tall right-hander. He's won 5 games and lost 7. Has 7 saves. Down low. A ball and 2 strikes on Stottlemyre. On deck, Horace Clark. Cox does not like the sign. Now he's ready. Over the head, pumps, deals. Outside. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Altua shortens up from Mel. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball is fouled straight back. Out of play. Still 2-2. Stottlemyre has 11 runs batted in with 1 home run. See, that's 7 for his career, right? 7 career home runs. Fine athlete. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Mel. The curveball, cut on and missed. Struck him out. 1 away in the 8th. Cox picks up his first strikeout, the first man he's faced, and here's Horace Clark. Clark's 2 for 4 with a run scored. He struck out, singled to center, bounced to third, and doubled to left field. He scored that run in the 6th. Runners at first and third. White had a chance to pick up his 18th sacrifice fly of the year, but he bounced into a force out, got the run in. And Roy picked up his 84th RBI of the year. Clark bats left-handed now. Takes a fastball on the inside corner, called strike. Where the third baseman shortens up. Now Unser, the center fielder, moves toward left center. Howard straight away and left. 0-1 pitch. Line, base hit. Right center field, just over Ragland's head. Halts around first. He's going to try for 2. The throw, the slide. He's out. Hey, that Burroughs has shown a fine arm. He threw that ball right on the bag, and the shortstop, Mason, put it on a sliding Horace Clark. That from 9 to 6. Give Clark a single to right field. He's thrown out 9 to 6, and there are 2 outs now.
Right fielder, Rusty Torres.
House is, let's see, 3 for 5, though. And that'll bring in Rusty Torres. Torres, for the first time tonight, will bat left-handed against Cox. Rusty's 1 for 4. See what he does here against Casey Cox. Outfield plays him straight away. Inside a ball. They're going to try to keep the ball in on it. Rusty's bounced to short. He singled to left. He got on an error and scored a run in the 5th. And he's bounced to second. 1-0 pitch. Slow curve misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the 8th. The Yankees lead 6-3. Yankees with 6 runs on 11 hits. Washington 3-0 on 9. This is bounced to short on 1 hop to Mason. Throws the first. They've got him. So with the Yankees in the 8th, no runs on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left on base. At the end of 7.5, the New York Yankees 6, the Washington Senators 3. Here's a chance for baseball fans to get on one of the best deals of the season. Participating Arco dealers will give you an order form to obtain 12 Major League Baseball stars for just $1. 12 big 8x10 autographed color photographs of your favorite Yankee players. You can also get Red Sox, Pirates, or Phillies players, plus their biographies, their averages, and other nitty-gritty information. Anybody who ever saved a favorite mitt or a lucky pair of spikes knows baseball memories are some of the best to look back on. And nothing is better than photographs of your heroes. Isn't it time you started your kid out with a collection of stars he cheers for? They're great for framing, perfect for putting a touch of baseball in a den or rumpus rooms. Kids love them in the bedroom, and years from now it'll be fun finding them tucked away in the attic with the rest of your baseball memories. Drive down to your nearby Arco dealer and ask for your order forms. Your Red Sox, Yankee, Pirates, or Phillies photographs will be mailed directly to you. The center fielder, Del Unser, will lead off for Washington in the last of the 8th. Unser is 1 for 3. He's fouled out to Hansen at third. He's lined to Clark at second, and he's single to right field. He bats left-handed. Hansen shortens up on him at third. So does Alou at first. First pitch is bounced toward shortstop. Michael after hurrying on the grass. Quick flip. Got him by a step. I believe Michael can throw off balance as well as any shortstop in the American League. And make accurate throws. So Unser, a fast runner, is out by a step, 6-3. And Toby Harrell will step in. Harrell's 3 for 3. This young fella has been swinging the bat extremely well for Washington over the last few days. In this ball game, he's 3 for 3, all singles. Scored 2 runs, and he's stolen a base. Stottlemyre deals to him. Gets the outside corner with a sidearm fastball. Hansen even with the bag at third base. Outfield straight away. So's the infield. Mel looking in at Gibbs. Pumps and deals the 0-1 pitch. Misses outside. A slider, 1-1. Larry Bittner on deck. Yankees lead 6-3. We're in the last of the 8th. Here's a 1-1 pitch now to Hara. Sidearm fastball swung on and missed. 1-2. That ball sunk. Now Hansen backs up at third. Hara stands away from the plate. He has to go in on the ball. Chokes up. 1-2 pitch. Sidearm fouled off. Sidearm curveball. Hara just got a piece of it. It was on the outside corner. He had to reach for it. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Mel takes a long look at Gibbs now. Over the head. Down. Sidearm slider route. Bounce right back at Stottlemyre. He gloves it. Goes to Alou at first base, and there are 2 outs. Stottlemyre has taken control of this ball game after the 3rd inning. Washington picked up 2 runs in the 3rd to take a 3-1 lead. The Yankees picked up 4 in the 5th and had another one in the 6th. They lead 6-3. Stottlemyre has blanked the Senators since the 3rd inning. Here's Bittner. He bats left-handed. Takes on the outside corner. Called strike. Bittner's 1 for 3 with an RBI, and he scored a run. Next pitch is down low, 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the last of the 8th. This fella's fly to left field, Bittner has. He's single. He's also bounced into a double play. They play him straight away. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Bounce right back to Salmar. He knocks it down, grabs it, throws to Alou, and that's it for Larry Bittner, and that's it for the Senators. In the eighth, 3 men up and 3 men down. They didn't get a ball out of the infield. And at the end of 8, the New York Yankees 6, the Washington Senators 3.
One thing to have when you're having more than one. Shaper, pleasure, doesn't fade even when the first has gone.
Say, don't just believe it when they say Shaper has flavor that never fades. Have a couple of tall, frosty cold glasses and see for yourself. You'll find that first cold Shaper tastes great, but it's the second glass and the third that'll really make you a believer. They'll show you how Shaper stays consistently bright and rewarding glass after glass. And that's when you'll want to switch to Shaper.
Shaper is the wonder you have when you're having more than one.
Center fielder Bobby Mercer.
Bobby Mercer now will be the batter for the Yankees. Bobby, for the first time tonight, gets a chance to hit against a right-hander. Jim Schellenbach started. Paul Lindblad came on, and Denny Riddleberger, all left-handers. Now it's Casey Cox. Cox came on last inning. Mercer is 0 for 2. He's bounced to short, a line to the first baseman, and walked twice. Pitch to him, outside a ball. Well, Cox knows that Bobby's trying to get this batting title, and he isn't going to give him much of anything good to hit. 1-0 pitch now. Line drive, base hit, center field. Mercer 1 for 3, and he keeps his hopes alive. A 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 tomorrow might do it. Bobby on at first base with his first base hit of the afternoon, of the evening. And Bobby now at 3:31. That'll bring in Roy White. White's added a couple of putouts tonight, so he now has 307 without an error. Roy batting left-handed against Cox. Roy 1 for 3 with a run scored. Mercer leads. Ball's down low. Roy singled and scored a run in the second inning. He flied to center, walked, bounced into a force-out, but drove in a run in the sixth. Cox comes to the belt. Pitch to White. Driven down the right field line. It's curving foul. Just missed. Mercer all the way over third will have to go back. White all the way down the first baseline will come back. That ball hooked at the last moment. Missed the foul line down right field by about 2 feet. Jim Odom, an umpire, hustling all the way down there, had a good look at it. Waved the ball foul. Mercer just getting back to first. Yankees lead 6-3. We're in the top of the ninth. Last inning. White chokes up just a little bit on a U1. That's a thick-handled bat. Cox checks him. Sets. Deals a 1-1 pitch. Bounces short. Over as Mason goes a second for 1. Throw back to first. Won't be in time. Mason shows a lot of range for a young fellow, Phil Rizzuto.
He sure does. He got over there in a hurry because he was playing Roy White over near the bag. And that kid Ragland turned that ball over real well.
So with 1 out, White at first, and Felipe Alou steps in. Alou is 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Felipe drove those 2 runs back in the 5th with a single. Alou batting right-handed against Cox. White leads from first. Pitch to Alou. Almost hits him inside. So it looks like if Stottlemyre gets the Senators out here in the 9th, Mercer will be 1 for 3, and he'll still be 5 and some percentage points behind Tony Oliva. Cox stretches. Pitch to Alou. Loop to right field. After it is Burroughs. He's not going to get it. White will stop at second base, and Felipe now picks up his third base hit. And this is the New York Yankee Baseball Network. Let's pause for station identification.
This is WGY, Radio 81, Schenectady, New York.
So Felipe Alou with his third base hit. He's 3 for 5 tonight, and Ron Hansen steps in. 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Hansen has a run batted in. He is 1 for 4. Alou now hitting .286, so he's gained 3 points. Felipe also has 69 runs batted in. White leads from second, Alou from first. We're in the ninth. Yankees have the lead 6-3. Hawks comes to the belt, sets, deals, inside. Fastball. Bednar's at first for Washington. Ragland at second. Mason at short. Kara down at third. 1-0 pitch to Hansen. Bounce to short. This might be 2. Mason will take it himself. Touches second for 1. Back to first. Double play. Hansen bounces into a double play. 6-3. And that's it for the Yankees in the ninth inning. No runs. 2 hits. No errors. The man left on base. At the end of 8 1/2, the New York Yankees 6. The Washington Senators 3.
One of the nice things about owning a car is that you can travel whenever you get the urge. To the beach, the mountains, or just to the store for the daily necessities. Wherever you drive, you'll be burning gasoline, and you may be burning more than you should. One reason is that your carburetor may not be clean enough. There may be deposits that can cause your car to waste gas and cost you mileage. If this seems to be happening to you, in other words, if you're not satisfied with the performance you're getting, then you should know about Arco Supreme gasoline. Arco Supreme helps keep deposits from clogging the air passages of your engine, deposits that can cause your car to waste gasoline and cause you, of course, lose mileage. So if you think you're not getting the mileage you should, try a tank full of Arco Supreme. You'll find Arco Supreme gasoline at any Arco station. Now, you may not get that much more mileage on it, but sometimes a little more is enough.
Well, Hondo, Frank Howard will lead off for Washington in the last of the ninth. Howard is 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. Single to left and drove in a run in the first inning. Did the same thing in the third. Bounced the first baseman in the sixth. And he gets quite a hand. He gets a standing ovation here. Howard, one of the few Washington players quoted in the papers, and Frank has said that he would stay here. He wants to stay here. They should keep the team here. He came up with several suggestions as to what he would do if he had this ball club. First pitch to Howard's outside a ball. Now some fans are around here with a banner. What's that banner say? Oh, fans running around with a banner that says San Diego Padres. So that's part of the cheering. Howard takes too low. Some kids over on our left are trying to tear the stadium down. They don't want anybody to come here. It's a hit in the air to center field. Mercer's after it. He calls White off. Under it and has it for the first out. So Howard flies to Mercer in center field for the first out in the ninth. And Jeff Burrows is the hitter. Young right fielder is 0 for 3. He struck out, flied to left, and flied to right field. That's right-handed. There's a fan standing up on the right side behind the Senator dugout. The San Diego Padres banner. Stottlemyre misses outside to Burrows. Bell nods agreement, likes the sign. 1-0 pitch. Hit on the ground to shortstop. Michael takes a long hop. He goes to Alou at first, and there are 2 outs. That's the 12th put out. Or the 12th ball that's been hit on the ground against Stottlemyre. As I said, he's controlled this ball game since the 4th inning. He has blanked Washington since the 3rd. And he has 2 outs. He's a man away. Phil Fay, the catcher, 0 for 3. He bats left-handed. Lines one foul on the left side. That'll be out of play. Fay is bounces short, bounces second. He slides to right field. Yankees lead 6-3. Washington has been tough on the Yankees all year. They've won. This ball's line fouled again on the right side. Senators have beaten the Yankees 11 of 16 ball games. Here's the 0-2 pitch now. High. 1-2. Too high. Stottlemyre's looking for his 23rd victory, a lifetime against Washington. And his 128th career win overall. Reynolds won 127 and lost 98. One pitch away now. The 1-2 pitch to Page. Bounce right back to Stottlemyre. This should be it. Merrill goes to Alou, and that's it. On a comebacker. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left on base in the ninth for Washington. The New York Yankees win this ball game 6-3, and they did it on 6 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. Washington 3 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. The winner, Stottlemyre, here in the background. Mel has won 16 games and lost 12. The loser, the left-hander, Frank Schellenbach, who is now 3-11. So the Yankees break that Schellenbach jinx. And let's see, they go now 3-3 against the left-hander. Schellenbach has won 3 ball games, all against the Yankees. So he may be in trouble next year if he can't beat the Yankees. He ends up 3-3 as Mel Stottlemyre wins his 16th. So the Yankees win this ball game down in Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium in Washington, D.C. I'm Bill White, along with Frank Messer and Phil Rizzuto, for our broadcast coordinator, Bill Kane, and our engineer, Frank Steele, saying so long from Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium. Final score once again, the New York Yankees 6, the Washington Senators 3.